Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that right now. Hit that subscribe button right below. New York Giants at the Detroit Lions. Back to the Dome for the Lions. They're favored by 10.5, over under 49.5 per FanDuel. Lions coming off of their tough loss against the Eagles last week. We don't know for sure if Jackson Dart is back, but he's trending in the right direction, I believe. So might have Jackson Dart coming back off of his concussion.
He at least wasn't at the WWE, I don't think. I didn't see him.
Just Scataboo.
Yeah, and Abdul Carter and apparently a bunch of other players.
This is the fall of Scataboo right now. The fall, not the fall from grace, the fall as in the season, like the summer of George Costanza. That's, Scataboo, his ankle falls off. Since his ankle has fallen off, he's done a WWE spot. He was shotgunning the energy drink out of the shoe.
In celebration.
And he's earned 1,000.
I didn't see you doing that when you hit 50,000, when we hit 50,000 subscribers.
Well, maybe we will.
Monster in the shoe.
Man, that's like, at my age, that could be, heart attack inducing.
Well, that feels even worse, because that's the thing. Australians do this, it's called a shoey, right? Like a beer in a shoe and drink out of it. At least the beer, at least there's alcohol killing, there's bacteria killing properties in alcohol. Is Monster actually... That Monster feels worse than booze coming out of a shoe.
There's no need for it at all. Anyway, Scat's getting after it the last few weeks.
Yeah, and he's come out and said, leave me alone. Stop being mean. My joy has been taken away. I can't play football anymore for the first time in my life, so I'm trying to find joy in other things, like the WWE.
I don't care. Let him go.
Well,
that dude, I still want that guy on my team no matter what.
Same. And I think it's great that he's enjoying life outside of the game, and these are all good things. However, it's a little strange that a guy whose ankle got stapled back together a couple of weeks ago and is getting everywhere on a mobility scooter is involved in a physical altercation in the WWE.
I might avoid the physical altercation.
If I'm an NFL team, and they get upset when their players are just playing basketball, right? They're just engaging in any physical activity that isn't football. If I saw a dude that we just sent to surgery a fortnight ago, and he's slapping a pro wrestler on TV, I wouldn't be cool with that. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, talking about the game. Jackson Dart wasn't at wrestling.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's looking after himself.
Will the Lions be able to bounce back here? Jared Goff was 16 for 37, 2 for his last 18 last week. If there's one thing I'll say about, the Lions have had some of these disappointing games, like week 1 against Green Bay, and we sat here and said, oh no, is this Ben Johnson's gone and Goff looked awful and the Packers defense looked great, will they be okay? And within 2 weeks they're putting up 50 on the Bears. They're not.
Yeah.
The Lions aren't a team. I think they've had just too much success to look at one game and say, well, are they losing it offensively? Because 2 weeks ago they dominated Washington. They just ran into this incredible Eagles team playing outdoors in the wind and everything. I mean, it's just tougher to play there. I think they're going to dominate again in the Dome. Now, they've had offensive line injuries. You got 4 offensive starters here on the offensive line, all on the injury report as of yesterday. So that's a bit of a concern, especially against this Giants defensive line, which hasn't maybe lived up to the hype, but they still have the ability in stretches to take over games. But I think Detroit bounces back pretty well here.
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, the big part of that disappointing offensive performance was they went up against the Eagles defense, which is playing absolutely crazy right now. The Giants, they've got some talent up front. They've definitely got horses that can cause problems, but the defense as a whole is not the Vic Fangio Philadelphia defense. So you would expect a bounce back from Detroit just for that, the fact that they're going up against a much easier assignment.
Okay, so then as of yesterday, Jackson Dart was the first quarterback up during Wednesday's practice, coming off his concussion. That's probably a good sign that he's going to play. So the big question here is,
how do they use him?
What do they do, right? So first time with Mike Kafka as the head coach, Brian Daboll's been fired. Do they stop running QB power counter and designed run game 6 to 8 times a game? I would suggest that they do and just say, look, Jackson, we know you can run. He could be a 7 to 800 yard runner as a quarterback if they want to. And so much like we always talk about break glass in case of emergency with Josh Allen and some of the other top quarterbacks, just sunset, parking lot that for a little bit, parking lot it, right? The run game for the rest of the season. Let's work on timing in the pass game. Let's work on consistency. Let's work on attacking every level of the field through the pass game. We know you can run. When we're a playoff caliber team, hopefully next year, we'll lean into it when we need to. Rest of the year, develop as a passer. That's what they should be doing with the Giants.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart.
I mean, I think if nothing else, the guy coming off a concussion who's been evaluated for concussion 4 straight times or 4 separate times already, whether or not you're going to tap into it for the rest of the season, it feels like a week where you might want to give it off, Let's just not do those this week, But the other thing is, I mean, this is like we brought this up with John Gruden, called him out for this, like back at draft time. Like, can you even stop him doing that to himself? Can you even say to Jackson Dart, okay, we're not going to call any run plays, but also don't scramble. Like, just don't take the hit.
Yeah.
Get rid of the ball. Stop doing it to yourself. We are not going to call those plays, but you also need to protect yourself.
So, all right, man. Dart coming back. Want to see what he looks like. Again, I think overall, so much positive about Jackson Dart as a rookie. I think he's elevated in offense. Not only that was struggling, but on paper just doesn't have a ton of talent. And I want to just see him continue to do that through the air and not as a runner. And we'll see if the Lions can bounce back. Vegas expects them to. They're favored by 10.5 here. Where are you going to
go? Going with the Lions to bounce back, to win and cover.
Lions with a big stretch here, too. I mentioned the Cowboys, but the Lions, of course, they're going to come back on Thanksgiving. They have the Packers again on Thanksgiving to kick things off, and then they've got the following Thursday against Dallas. So stretch here for the Lions. I think they have to take care of business against the Giants, and then they get the big one against the Packers Thanksgiving Day.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a video.
You heard the man. Subscribe.